We are going live. We are live. Hello everybody, Ford here from Ford's Tool Reviews. We are going to do a very special video today. Today, we are going to be doing our first live stream tool review. I can't wait. Hello Joshua Park. First, you guys knew I was coming live after Redbeard. I missed Jiggy's. I watched part of Jiggy's chat, but I had to get ready for the tool review. I watched some of Herman's chat too, but somebody really wanted me to go live, so I said, to heck with it. So if you guys really quick if you would smash that subscribe button. If you're not subscribed, if you guys would smash that like button, that way I will know you are here. And we will get right into the tool reviews. Now, first thing I need to do is adjust my lighting. Boom. There we go. Don't worry, guys. Sooner or later, it's going to become better equipment. Hopefully, YouTube will help me out with that. I'm not begging for it, but you guys aren't here to see Ford blab. At least not the first part, anyway. So, hopefully everybody files in here real quick. Hopefully everybody files in here real quick. Is that better? I have a loud voice. Remember, I have allergies. It's not your fault. It's good. Okay, so yes, we did end up going to HF today. As you guys saw in the blog earlier, I didn't want to make you guys have to wait. Thank you for smashing that like button. Hello, you guys are just in time. We're getting ready to do an unveiling tool review. You were right. I was going to go live. Everyone file in so that we can do the tool review. Nope, Joel's in here and somebody else is in here. I see him. I see his comments. Dreamin's in Fiverr. Hello, guys. You guys are 4 people. Everyone file in. File in so I don't have to do the review twice. Ford channel and Ford shirt. Yes, I unfortunately will not be able to make Ford merch because that's copyrighted off of Ford Motor Company. So, and I am not. Oh, by the way, when I do this live stream, Ford Motor Company, if you do so happen to see this video, Ford is a playoff spin name. I am not reserving any rights to your company, your shirt, your merchandise, your cars, or anything else. I do apologize if that's the misconception. It's just a cool nickname. So, let's stop talking and get to the tool that we are reviewing today. So, I went to Harbor Freight today, as you guys know. If you haven't already, smash that like button. And smash that subscribe button if you're not subscribed. Although I know my viewers are subscribed. That are right here. But I decided to go to Harbor Freight and bite the proverbial bullet, as it was. What I pick up? I picked up the Harbor Freight. I'm getting to it. So, I was debating this or Craftsman, and I ended up saying, no, Craftsman's too expensive, so I bought the regular size Pittsburgh ratcheting wrenches. And there are more than one reason that I picked these up, and in order to go through this, I have to pick out my stubby wrenches and show you guys. And to heck with it, I'll take my flex heads out. Now, I may not be able to do another tool review for quite some time, so this is why I got some random mixed ones. That's usually what happens over time. Yeah, I know, I'm kind of slow getting into the... I was walking around Harbor Freight, okay? No, like... Oh, before we get to the real review, you guys are going to love this. So I'm in Harbor Freight, right? There's one guy, like, smoking a cigarette in the store, I kid you not. He's standing there, he's smoking. He's standing right in front of the freaking wrenches I want. And there's like, I don't want metrics, I want SEEs. I don't usually use metrics. And he's just standing there smoking his cigarette. No, it wasn't Redbeard. I know everyone's thinking that. Redbeard's up in Ohio and I'm not. Good joke, though. And he's just standing there smoking. And he looks over at me and goes, "Can I help you with something?" And I said, "Well, are you a mechanic?" He said, "What?" I said, "Are you a mechanic?" He said, well, no. I said, "Well, then, could you kindly get out of the way so I could get the mechanic's tools, please?" I'm teasing. Alright, so, today, enough jibber jabber. Today, I bought the regular 5-piece set ratcheting wrenches from Harbor Freight, the Pittsburgh, and I noticed a couple things right off the bat that I didn't have on this set. Number one, these are bigger. Like, they're bigger. This is the 3/4. I got 3/4, half-inch, 9/16, 7/16, and 5/8. The classic. But I did notice that these had chrome vanadium stamped on them, whereas these do not. I guess Harbor Freight finally told Pittsburgh, people are thinking that our tools are different, and we need to have you guys, or Harbor Freight's thinking that these tools are different, or people have been coming up the counter and been complaining because they think, oh, well, that's not the same wrench, even though it's the same freaking brand. Why is that not the same wrench? Literally had a lady, real quick, who was talking about these two different wrenches, and I'm standing there in line going, oh my gosh, get out of the line. And she's asking about these two different wrenches. I ended up walking her over there, and I said, look, these are made by the same company. They're made with the same material. Are you going to buy them or not? Not trying to be rude, but I have other things I have to do today. So, I decided to buy these because as good as the flex heads are, I do know there's one dynamic flaw in the flex heads. Torque. Now, a bunch of you guys may just start hitting the dislike button, and you guys may not like. There's two Pittsburgh Pro and Parallel. I mean, well, here's the deal, too. These don't look that dull. These are shiny. That's what's throwing me off. These look exactly the same. That's what's throwing me off. It doesn't say Pro on it, though. It just says Chrome Vanadium. It could be. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying somebody at the factory didn't do their job. Oh, you're okay. We won't get off after just getting on. You're fine. I'll try to be a little bit better. If everybody on YouTube who I like as subscribers, so I can leave likes and comments, would stop subscribing at the same time, that would be great. But, it happens with Unbox Warehouse, too. Look on case. Okay, where is the case? What did Ford do with the case? What did Ford do with the case? Ah, it's right in front of my eyes. Brill has the case already. No, it's like every single case that they make is the exact same. Yeah, it says Pittsburgh. It says Pittsburgh, but even still, the stupid thing is that these say Pittsburgh too, and these are Pros. Like, if I take them out of the package, I can prove it. If I can take them out of the package. Good lord. I need to stop buying tools for a while. I'm losing them. I'm losing my game. Oh lord, please don't start now, Wi-Fi. Sometimes I want to take my router and just completely chop it with a chainsaw. But I am still here, so... Okay. since you mentioned the case, I don't care about the stubby or the smaller. Kind of weird. Some packages are mislabeled. I got some with some drill bits. With some drill bits. I'm thinking about buying in the future. I'm debating on whether. Sorry, I'm debating on whether or not I want to buy a new Bauer drill or go back with the Hercules. Like Redbeard said, I agree with him on the Hercules, but the biggest issue I have with Ryobi is the price. I went to Home Depot today. I'm speaking from experience. My dad actually has some Ryobis, and he used to have Black & Decker. He beat the snot out of those things. But yeah, these say Pittsburgh Pro. Do not buy the Warrior ones. Yeah, I looked at them and they look like cheap crap. But these say Pittsburgh Pro. I don't know how well you can see that. They say Pittsburgh Pro. I know that some professional workshoppers are going to be using these, but I don't know how many. And one other question I have is, if these are Pittsburgh Pros, why are the mechanics... If these are used by the pros, then why are the mechanics not snatching them up? Oh, wait, I'm sorry. These SAE stubbies, these right here, were gone. They were gone. I went over there today. They had plenty. Now, they had plenty of metrics. The stubby SAE wrenches were gone. I even asked them to look in the back, and they said they were gone. So I'm not even kidding, folks. If you guys want one of these, if you see it, snatch it. Because they were gone. Metrics, it's a hit or miss whether you will have the metrics or the SAEs or both. Or none. I mean, they were completely out of these at my local Harbor Freight. Hey, Jiggy. So I got to redo this for Jiggy. So I did go to Harbor Freight today, and I bought some more wrenches, of course. I love these flex heads, but I don't want to put so much torque on them. And I do have something I want to say about flex heads here in a minute. Like Snap-on, aka Snap-on, and they get it billed to their shop. Yeah, they do. I don't hate Snap-on, but I think some of the prices are not that good. Plus, the truck comes to them. But I like to drive. So if you guys haven't already, go ahead and smash that like button. You smash my like button, and I'll smash your like button. Or a phone call away. Yeah, that's what I've heard. And they have a very good replacement plan. But that's why I like the Pittsburghs too, is thank you for the like. 1 second, guys. I am so sorry. My phone is a piece of junk. Thanks for reminding me, man. I smashed that like button. Hey, man. I went to 3 different hardware stores today. I went to Lowe's, Home Depot, and Harbor Freight. Sorry about the hand. Blame the charger. It's the charger's fault. No, it's the battery's fault. So I checked out Herman the Great's live stream a little bit, left a like. I didn't really comment, though, because I'm just, I'm not that far in. But as far as Pittsburgh goes right now, I think I'm going to step back a little bit. These were the last Pittsburgh tools that I wanted for when we go to the junkyard or whatever. If someone breaks something on their car, or whatever, so I don't have to lug around my dad's ridiculously heavy metal toolbox. I like to keep it simple. The reason that I bought excuse me. The reason that I bought the Husky one is that there was no big toolbox at Harbor Freight. I looked. They're all small. Not worth your time. I'm not saying don't buy Harbor Freight toolboxes. I'm saying if you want a big one, don't waste your time. Because they're not that big. I'm saying this as a consumer, as a friend, as a fellow YouTuber who loves tools, and as somebody who is eventually going to stuff his toolbox full of stuff. Sooner or later, it's bound to happen. So basically, the only glorification on these wrenches, these are the big brother of these. These are good for getting into tight quarters. These are better for getting into tight quarters. These are renowned for torque. And I know I'm going to get a lot of disagreements. People use these to change their bumpers on their cars with. They use these to fasten doors onto cars and trucks. It doesn't matter if it's a Ford, Chevy, Dodge. Doesn't matter. This thing is beefy. Chrome vanadium steel. Not sure I can prove that. I'll have to check it out next time I'm over there. If it's one of those like what's that brand that my dad just got? He bought a. If I had it my way, you guys would hate the toolbox that I buy. You know those really big suitcase looking ones? Well, my dad bought one. I can't remember what brand it is. I'd have to look at it. He bought one. Man, really, he should have done that years ago. If you guys haven't already, smash that like button. But he should have done that years ago. Not only one, he's starting to get a bad back. And secondly, why in the world wouldn't anybody want to haul around a lot of tools and not have wheels on the bottom of their toolbox? That's crazy. That's where I think Husky. Oh, you mean like a Ford tool review page? Yeah, I suppose I could do that. I want to let the channel grow a little bit, but I can totally do that. I have 4 viewers and 2 likes. That's pretty good. Wondering who hadn't liked yet. I'm just kidding. I kid. But let me tell you guys a little secret, okay? It doesn't matter what Harbor Freight wrench you buy. Harbor Freight, if you guys are listening, for the love of Pete, how in God... I'm going to say it. How in God's earth do they think that this is appropriate packaging from Pittsburgh? Everything else I've seen at Harbor Freight is neatly uniform, very nice. I can get by with it with this. This is fine. Well, no, actually, this isn't fine. Because people steal sockets off this thing all the time. I've seen it. And they keep sending it in this horrible packaging. Why? I'm not saying that the packaging is so bad that consumers won't want it. I'm saying it is this easy for people to take things. I remember, and they put an open box. Good tools, okay packaging. Well, the thing about the packaging is, every single time I've gone over there and went to the ratcheting wrench section, every time, it never fails. There's always pieces missing. Really? This has been going on for a bunch of years. Oh, Herman the Great. Herman the Great just is doing a part 2 for his channel. If you guys haven't checked him out, check him out. He's a good guy. But I'm serious. Why in the world, if this packaging is such a flop, any idiot can go around the store, take a screwdriver out, unscrew the package, and leave with the tool in their pocket? Now, I'm not saying Ford tool reviews, I would never do that. I pay for. I'm like Redbeard. I pay for my dinner. But there are folks out there. Let's just say this: if your packaging security is a screw, you may want to reevaluate your packaging. That plastic that I pulled that screwdriver out of, that was tough. That thing's like a freaking razor. It will cut you. And people will know that it was you who opened the package because you may be bleeding. Not encouraging that. But I'm just saying that's a good way to stop thieves. That's why people started using that cellophane plastic. Because people would hurt themselves. It's like barbed wire for plastic. Or, you can have a roast beef, or I'm not judging, you know. But I'm not even kidding. Is anybody else here with me on this? People steal stuff from Harbor Freight. Management doesn't do hardly anything. God bless these people, I guess. Lord bless, whatever bless. I'm not biased. But they keep doing the same stupid crap. They keep putting this in the same packaging. And people keep stealing it. Alright. Show those guys what's up. You just be like, it's like you tell the waiter over there, I'm not sitting where you want me to sit. I don't need you to wait me to my table. I'm a grown man. I actually saw somebody do that one day, and it was freaking hilarious. But we had a good laugh. So, 2 likes, 2 viewers. I'm assuming that I'm going to say either Fiber left or Jiggy left. Because Jiggy was here. He always comes in, drops a comment. And he doesn't always stay, but I understand he's got kids. And guys, it doesn't matter what it is at Harbor Freight actually now. Because I was there today. There were Torx bits missing. Now this is a problem too. Not just for management, but for paying customers. People really don't like thieves. Because thieves, not only does it inconvenience the buyers from buying everything that they need, which somebody may steal a part that somebody else may need, who is willing to pay for it, and they feel kind of bad because the store A got stolen from, and B, they were going to pay for this. I just hate people that steal from Harbor Freight. That just gets me. Ridiculously low prices. Okay. I mean, people are starting to look at everything weird. I don't know. Like at this day, today at Harbor Freight, there was this older gentleman who was like staring at me like I was some kind of like, I don't know how I should properly say this. He's staring at me like a guy who's in a tool store who isn't like all there, although I'm looking directly at the freaking tools. But I wasn't thinking right. What do you guys have to bet at the casino? Well, we have tools. We have tools. Is that it? No, we have other things too. No. You wanted a $900K jackpot. Who doesn't want $900,000? Might as well just bump it up to $1 million, say, forget this, It's actually funny, because I'm walking around in Harbor Freight when this is all going on. I actually saw somebody steal something one day. I didn't report it because I'm sitting here thinking, I could. but it's $30. It's made in China or Taiwan. And you guys don't have a very good packaging. So, sorry, you know? If your packaging is that bad, and you keep selling it in that packaging, I can't help you. So, and I'm not saying I wouldn't help them. I'm just saying that I'm here to shop. No, I'm not saying I wouldn't report, but I'm just making a joke. Hey, if they give me a freebie, I want that flashlight. That one that you can put under the metal hood of your car. Yes. Every other freebie, I don't care what anybody says about that screwdriver. My ratcheting screwdriver can kick that thing's butt. 32 bits versus 2 bits. One Phillips and one flat. Who cares about that little screwdriver? If I catch a thief in a store, I want the ratcheting screwdriver. I'll take what I can get, but I'll recommend the ratcheting screwdriver because I want that little tiny thing. That's why I bought the ratcheting screwdriver, was to get away from a tiny little thing like that. It was tearing up my screw bits. The one that you reviewed, I don't think I've seen I'll have to check that out. If it's the Pittsburgh one, then yes. The one that I also bought. The one I was talking about, the one that came with 32 pieces. The one that had the Phillips, the flats, the Torx, the hex, and the sockets. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to feel about that Pittsburgh, the one that moves different angles. The underhood light. Oh, yeah, I'm thinking about doing that. We need one of those badly for our cars. Our vehicles need one of those. Our garage needs one of those. We need to like freaking hang those up like Christmas lights in our garage. It's sad. This is the tiny toolbox that I used to use. Piece of garbage is what it is. I will say one thing about Essentials tools. That toolbox has taken one heck of a beating. And if you're wondering about my Ford shirt, I also have a shirt that says Chevrolet. So, I'm not biased. I have a shirt that says Ford, Chevy, GM, and Nissan. I think one more. Oh, and Jeep. I have one that says Jeep. So, I was just sitting there thinking, and while this guy was trying to steal stuff, there was like 3 guys looking at him. I was one of the 4th guys. I didn't notice it because I was looking at the wrenches, but I looked over and I was like, you got to be kidding me. I left for Lowe's before they even did anything. And I don't care who says it. Cobalt is too expensive. I tried to justify buying a set of Cobalt ratchets like I had bought at Harbor Freight to do a comparison video. I couldn't do it. I am not going to spend $100 for these. No, I'm sorry, not these, for these. Not without a really, really good paying job. I mean like mechanic paying job. The prices are outrageous. That's almost $100 for spanners. They better have a lifetime warranty. They better be shatterproof. They better be waterproof, rust-proof. I'll say this too. For $100, they better be able to survive a theoretical nuclear blast. I'm not paying $100 unless they can do all those things. I don't care if I pay $30 and these don't last, because I just take them back to Harbor Freight and return them. Like you said earlier, I don't have to do that stupid exchange thing over at Lowe's. The reason that Lowe's has been doing that, and Harbor Freight hopefully doesn't follow suit, is because some idiots decided that they wanted to come to true story actually. There were some people who forgot that Husky is sold at Home Depot and Cobalt is sold at Lowe's. How in God's green earth does anybody forget that? If you go on their website, they show this. And this doofus is I don't remember if he was at Lowe's or Home Depot, but he was doing the opposite brand. And he was trying to exchange them. And I sat there and I thought, are you stupid? Are you kidding me? Same wrench, different brand, not going to work. Then he asked the cashier if they would buy them off of him. What? What? Will you buy this off? I'm sitting here in line watching this guy. And I looked over at the cashier. You know what the next couple of words that were out of my mouth were? I leaned over on the counter and I said, I am so sorry you have to deal with this. I said, you gotta be kidding me if you think that you can take these over to Lowe's or Home Depot and exchange them. What are you doing? It's like me going to Harbor Freight Tools and driving to Home Depot and trying to exchange a tool over there. It's not going to work. This isn't like music stores where you can go to a Guitar Center and buy a guitar and trade it over at Music Man. It's not like that. And you surely can't do it without proof of purchase. Did this guy have a receipt? No. Where did he get them from? From what I gather, he got them from his mother-in-law. This is the kind of people that live in my city. They are not bright. I'm not defaming my city, and I know we have a lot of intelligent people. They are not smart. They do not know what offset branding is. They don't know how returns work, apparently. And he decided to ask the lady if they were covered under a lifetime warranty. You're at the wrong store. I said, dude, what are you doing? Man. Anyway, enough about that. But if you guys are laughing at that, I understand. But I'm just sitting here thinking, you have got to be joking. Ay, 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 ay. You know how like Jiggy did he was watching the first live stream, he comes in, he likes and comments, and then leaves. Respect. I know I can be a little boring. He's like, oh, Ford's doing another video. I'm tired. He's like, nah, I'll leave a like, but I'm tired. I understand he works. And but they were asking me if I wanted to buy a pair of, and this was after I got back from Harbor Freight, and I had these in here. So one of the Lowe's people comes up to me. I'm looking at the Cobalt stuff just to see what they have. And she asked me if I want to buy them. I took my phone out. I went onto Harbor Freight. And I said, I just bought the Pittsburgh. Her eyes were like, she was so shocked. She was like, well, then why are you over here? I looked at her and I said, quality control. I'm checking quality. Because I said, no, literally, I was over there at Harbor Freight for like 20 minutes going over these wrenches, making sure they weren't cracked or anything. She walked away, she was laughing. But anyway, this isn't really comedy, but I thought you guys would think those were funny. So, as far as these go, we will be doing a torture test on these because they are Harbor Freight. They'll be worth it. We'll be doing them on every one. Hopefully, I need to find a 5/8 bolt that can work on this. Why didn't I buy one at Lowe's? I was in a hurry to leave. My Lowe's is really crowded after 5. Now, the only thing that I will say about the Husky versus the Harbor Freight Flex Head is that the notching in here is actually more beneficial now that I've found out. But that still doesn't justify the extremely high price tag. They're going to have to go down at least $25 for me to consider it, because they're charging like $35. I'm like, man, just go down to the Harbor Freight price. You guys say you'll beat all competitors, but you're not going up against Pittsburgh. Apparently, for whatever reason, whether they're not made here or whatever it is, or even if they are made here. They say they'll beat the price, and then you come up and you say, oh, I've got some stuff from Harbor Freight. Will you beat that price? No. I'm just talking about my ratchets. I'm talking about my trip to Home Depot and talking to the sales rep who was working the Husky line. And the lady's face when I said this she went white as a sheet. She said, oh yeah, Husky, she's trying to get me to buy these Husky tools. And I sat there and I said, okay, I'll tell you what. I've got some Pittsburgh. They're the same as these Pittsburghs, the Flex Heads. Because I wanted to try 2 different brands. You can never have, I don't care what anybody says, you can never have too many of these in your toolbox. Because you're bound to lose one time or another. I have 5 of these now. 5 sets. Small, Flex, Standard, Pass-Through, and regular ratchet. So I'm good. But hello everybody. I'm sorry, I'm saying hello to the person who just joined the live stream. I bet it's Jiggy. But the lady at Lowe's was cracking me up. She was like, or no, it was Home Depot. She said, and I quote, I don't know how she did this. She said, oh yeah, Lowe's is cheaper than Harbor Freight. Hey Jordan, we're talking about the ratchets I bought today. I bought the regular Pittsburgh ratchets that come in the 5-piece set. The 7/16, 3/4, 9/16, 5/8, and the 1/2 inch. Hey Jordan, welcome to the live chat. So the lady's face went white as a sheet. She went over and got them. Well, no, she didn't go get the manager, but I was just sitting here. I was just looking up and I was thinking, please go get the manager. Because I was just like, because apparently she was new or whatever. And, voice crack. Epic voice crack. And I'm just sitting here trying so hard not to laugh. Because I know, I appreciate people that work over at hardware stores, but they got to know something about the price team. They got to. If they didn't, we're all in trouble. So, both the customers and the employees. But, so she's trying to sit here, she's trying to talk me into buying a set of Huskies. This happened at Lowe's too. This was when I was off camera with you guys. I had just signed off the live stream. And without missing a beat, this guy walks up, asks me if I need any help with anything. He did it while I was on the live stream too, but I didn't show his face on camera. I thought it'd be rude. And I said, no thank you. Without a beat, 5 minutes after I cut the video, this guy comes up to me. And he's trying to sell me. He's trying really hard to get me a pair, or trying to get me by, you know those, what are they called? Ratcheting wrenches, not the ratcheting wrenches, the ratcheting ones. The ones with that little spring thing that they put in there that's supposed to act as like a holder or whatever, and it scrapes across the nut or bolt head, and it advances to the next click. That's not a click. This is a click. That's a click. That's clicks. And he's trying to sell me one of these. Now, Harbor Freight has a heck of a lot of advantages over Lowe's and Home Depot with their quote-unquote ratcheting wrench, open box end wrench. That's what it is. And I looked at that wrench, and I pushed down on it, and I could see the little black back end coming out the other side. And I looked at the price tag, and I looked at the guy. I looked at the price tag again, and I looked at the guy, and finally he says, without skipping a beat, "Sir, is there something wrong?" Are you kidding me? Is there something wrong? No, I just love staring at people like this. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry about the sarcasm, but I have to throw it in there because it's funny. I said, they're like a open end box ratcheting open box end wrench is what they're called. And I looked at him and I said, "Did you guys have anybody who buy or who buyed?" I asked him, Did you guys have any customers who have bought these?" And he says without skipping a beat, he says, "Yes." The next words out of my mouth are, "Congratulations on the sale that you sold these. Hopefully that warranty holds up." I don't hate the ratcheting box end wrenches, but I've been on Redbeard's streams way too long to figure out that every concept, while it seems like a good idea, is not very good in the long run. This is not a good idea, because it's going to wear out eventually. It's going to wear out. It may take a year, it may take 2 years, it may take 5 years. It may take the same amount of time that it takes to wear this thing out. I doubt it. I think it's going to wear out faster because it's smaller. But, I said, "Sir, that's not a ratchet." He said, "What do you mean?" I said, I said, "The actual term for this wrench that nobody uses is an improper advancement." He goes, "What do you mean?" I said, "Let me break it down in layman's terms. This little black thing that's holding this thing in, the spring-loaded thing, it's going to break. Or it's going to wear out. And it's going to be useless. Redbeard has already strongly opposed ratcheting wrenches of that caliber, and I can see why, for good reason. That thing's a joke. Now, I would like to say something really quick. Sometimes I drink out of a glass stein, so I'm going to take a drink out of it. Don't worry, guys, I just drink soda out of it. I'm drinking Coca-Cola. I just wanted everybody to know that it is soda, so... Watery soda. Yeah. Very watery soda. Blech. Yeah. But I at that point was 110% fed up, and I just walked away. I was like, that is not a ratchet. I don't care what they say. It's an improper advancement wrench. That's what Ford is going to call it. It's an improper advancement. Because you see, there's a difference between an open-end ratcheting wrench like that and a box end. One word. Paul. Pawl. No. Yeah. Paul. Pawl. There is something else I need to tell you guys. Friday evening or Saturday, I'm not sure when it is, I will be eating supper with family. So I will not be going live until possibly very, very, very late. I do apologize for this inconvenience. We will be live again tomorrow. I'm not leaving. I'm just saying for preface, we're still going live. We're aiming for probably an hour and a half, but or maybe less if you guys want. I know some people have left, but I'm going to be having supper with my family, so if you guys catch me live tomorrow, or I'm sorry, Friday or Saturday, it'll probably, more than likely, not tomorrow. It'll be Monday, or I'm sorry, it'll be Friday or Saturday, and we're thinking about like 6, but it's a family gathering. It's our annual Easter feast, is what it is. I'm pretty sure you'll be on the live stream at that time, Dreams In. I shan't be too long, I hope. That's all depending on my family. Hopefully, they're not going to make that mistake and do it too far. But yeah, we will be eating. So, but we will be doing the live stream tomorrow as well. Normal time. I'm not leaving. I'm just saying we will be doing it normal live tomorrow. Hopefully normal live on Friday. Hopefully normal live on now I can't remember Dreams In. Can you help me with this? Redbeard said, I could be wrong, or maybe it's just Ford Tour reviews. I'm not saying Redbeard said this. Is he doing his live streams only on Wednesday, or is it on Wednesday and Friday now? I could not remember to save my life. I have so many YouTube subscriptions. I need to start, not you guys, but like, I need to start taking subscriptions off. Like, Headsets Direct is a phone comm company. I don't watch any of their videos. I haven't in over a year, and they're just sitting in my subscriptions. I do like Cub Cadet. I wish that we had bought the just Wednesday and Friday is Project Day. Okay, so I'll still be, because I thought he was going to say that he was going to be doing live streaming on Friday, but I guess that's me and Jiggy. Jiggy hopefully will be going live again soon, and we can jump into his stream. I know Herman went live, and I would love to have gone on his stream, but it's either YouTube needs to make a freaking feature where, I'm sorry for saying that, but they need to make a feature where, I said the word freaking, by the way, feature where you can view 2 live streams at once. Because I was trying to at one point was going through Redbeard's live stream before he ended it, Jiggy's live stream, and Herman's live stream. And I can't go through, I can do 2 live streams, but I cannot do 3. And I wish that I could watch everyone, comment on everything. And I know I'm only one man, but and that's the same thing for like everyone else. I mean, I know people don't always get to watch Ford Tour reviews videos and Ford Tour reviews live streams, and I appreciate the subs, and I know that I have a lot now, and I'm very appreciative, but I do understand that everyone can't watch the subs. But the biggest thing that annoys me is that I want to support the YouTube community. Kind of getting off track here, but and there's so many subs, so many late night. YouTube didn't even know how long or how popular this streaming thing was going to be when they started it. Though they should have gotten a hint off of what Facebook was doing, because that was very popular in more ways than one. So I've been talking enough. It really would be. So I've done enough talking, and you guys have heard me chat for. Wow, you guys have heard me speak nonstop for 15 minutes. Now it's your turn. It's time for Ford's viewers to ask me questions. Q&A. I try to do a Q&A at the end. Not like a classroom setting kind of Q&A, but just a let's have some fun. It kind of doesn't even have to be about tools. It just has to be appropriate. And I know you guys are appropriate. I'm just making sure everybody knows that. Because what do I always say? When you're on YouTube, you are presenting a product to get advertisements. And what was my favorite trip today? I like going to everywhere. The only problem I should have mentioned was the Harbor Freight parking lot where I live is located right next to a strip mall. Now it's not the strip mall that everyone's thinking of. It's like a strip mall as in stores all up and down the strip, and Harbor Freight is like smack in the middle. Oh, and there's also a federal credit union right in front of it. I think there's a gas station over there too. I don't know what that thing is. I've never looked. And it's also located in the worst part of town for driving. Not the worst part of for safety, but definitely one of the worst for driving. That's why your boy Ford or your guy Ford has lots of driving experience. Even took a crash course. Free crash course. So I would still say Harbor Freight. The thing about Lowe's and Home Depot is they're on two opposite sides of the road where I live. Because for some reason they couldn't agree with just opening one next to the other. They had to have a little argument or whatever. So they had to put it on two different sides of one road. Which is also funny because there's also a Guitar Center down there. It was a pain. Alright. Dreams and Fiber had a question. Second viewer got a question. Now is a very good time to ask. It can be about the wrenches. It can be about what my favorite tool was that I saw in Harbor Freight today. I did see the, in the video you guys saw it, I did see the sliding miter saw that Redbeard said was leaked. I saw it. It's awesome. It's got laser guiding, which my dad's has, but his doesn't come out. Whoever designed that is a freaking genius. It's Hercules, and they designed it. If Hercules can design one of those, I'm not sure what they can't do. They need to step up their crappy drill line. They can't let Bauer take it over. Bauer's kicking the crap out of Hercules right now as far as drills. I can tell you one thing. These are going to be more used than any other wrench because they have a stronger shaft. They have a stronger shank. They're chrome vanadium, so my dad has some that are Craftsman and they're offset. Oh, I wish I could buy some Craftsman. If Craftsman would shrink their dadgum prices down, I'd probably go for them. What is my favorite ratchet? That is a perfect question. My favorite ratchet to date. This is a very difficult question to ask. Hello to the third stream viewer. If you have a question, I'm doing Q&A. So, but my favorite, it depends on what you're doing. If you're working on something, say that you're working on something. Hey Dave, thank you for the thumbs up. I haven't heard from you in a while, man. It's good to see you. It's good to... Did you check out Bruce L's video when he uploaded this morning? Did you guys check out Bruce? I forgot about this. If you guys haven't checked out Bruce L's video, tell him that Ford Tour Reviews sent you. He did something else. He was talking about... He's got a really big, I mean big, Princess Auto, which is Harbor Freight. He lives up in Canada. Oh, Canada. Yes, I love Canada. Yeah, Bruce is doing... He's got so many ratchets. This guy could open up literally a mechanic shop. That's how many ratchets he's got. He's got some like this. He's got some like this one. He has a whole drawer full of these right here. 3 viewers, 3 likes. Thanks guys so much. I think he had... I didn't ask him if he had a ratcheting driver or not, but he has a toolbox. Just... It looks like I would say Snap-on toolbox. It could be a Princess Auto one, I don't know, aka Harbor Freight. His toolbox is full of ratchets. Full. Bruce L. Bruce, letter L. Bruce L. If you type L, like L-E... No, E-L-L-S, you'll get the wrong channel. Believe me. I've done that before and it took me to a completely different channel. But he has filled that thing with tools. I hope he never has to move that thing because it's full. No, I'm just kidding. It has casters on underneath it. If you want to build your own toolbox, you can buy some casters over at Lowe's for about $2 each. Save you a little bit of money. They charge more, believe it or not, for toolboxes. They charge more for casters that are already pre-assembled. I'm not in a position right now, speaking of toolboxes, as far as mechanics, I'm not inclined right now to buy a really big mechanics toolbox. Because 1, we already have one in our garage. 2, the one that my my father, that's French for father, because I did say that I speak a little French. My father has one that's black, and I think it's a Stanley. He's got an old Craftsman box too, like the big metal Craftsman box. And he's got a toolbox. I'm kind of thinking of stealing this idea from him. With all of my ratcheting wrenches like these, I'm thinking of completely taking these out of the case. The flex heads, the regular ratchets, and buying a case for them and sticking them in my toolbox. But my most used pollen. Somebody's gonna comment, "Don't die on us, Ford." I'm waiting for it. I won't die on you guys, but I would love for somebody to come down here and chop down these stupid Bradford pear trees. I am highly allergic to pollen, not to where I break out in hives, but to where that happens. and it's very difficult for me to speak. It got bad. Just found him on one of the thumbnails. It shows. Yeah, I'd go ahead and bus or sub him, because he does a lot of good videos. Again, he Bruce L. He lives in Canada, so his time. If you live in the eastern part of the United States, or if you live in the western part, you have a better chance of catching his videos. But unfortunately, I live on the eastern side, so I woke up this morning and is like, Bruce L. Uploaded a video at 12:33. He didn't upload a video at 12:33. He uploaded a video at 9:33. His time, 12:33 my time. So that's why the video wasn't viewed, because I was asleep. But I viewed it, I liked it, I commented, and I would really like a setup like that, though. I'd be lying if I said that if I didn't want one of those setups. Just let me buy a what's that called? It's a mechanic shop. I can't remember one of those steel buildings, you know, that they advertise on TV all the time down here. Let me buy one of those. Thank you, Dave, if you've smashed that like button. Thank you for coming in and watching. I'll be sure to check some more of your videos out, too. Everybody say goodbye to Dave and show him some love and some support. If you guys haven't subbed to his channel, go ahead and bus, I guess, sub. YouTube really hasn't told me they have a problem with using that, so I don't know what Jiggy's talking about, but and at the same time, comment that you'd like for him to subscribe to you guys, because if you guys love tools, I mean, there are a lot of different YouTube channels, not just Ford tool reviews, that do a lot of tool reviews. And I think Unbox Mike probably uploaded a video. Yeah, he did. He did. Alright, so any other questions? See, my favorite ratchets are these because they're flat on a plane. No offense to the only problem I have with the Flex is when you're using it for regular ratcheting motion, it kind of wants to turn into a screwdriver or a nut or bolt driver. Ratcheting nut or bolt driver. And that's completely defeats the purpose of me buying this. That's what I use that on the most, is nuts and bolts. You guys are coming up with some really good questions tonight. Sorry, I got a piece of dirt that's irritating me on my shoulder. My phone is slipping downward and I just noticed. Sorry about my hand. Coolest thing I saw. So, no, I mean, you guys can ask as many questions as you want. Like I said, I'm going an hour and a half, so... Don't you just love pets? Don't you just love pets? Coolest thing I saw on my outing. So, my coolest thing that I saw tool-wise on my... Well, we'll do two things. We'll do coolest tools and coolest thing that I saw. So, the coolest tool that I saw at my outing had to be the saw from Harbor Freight. I've got family who just came over, so I may have to go. But I'll go ahead and answer a couple more questions. What was my coolest thing? That would be the sliding miter saw that they said, that Red said. That thing's just cool. And coolest thing I saw at Home Depot and Lowe's were they're getting ready to do their spring sale. If you guys are if y'all are in the market for a lawnmower right now, You guys have got a golden window. Take it. Take it. Take it. Take it. Take it. If you want to buy a mower, riding mower, not push mower. Push mowers don't. Push mowers don't. Nobody goes for push mowers in the beginning of the spring, and if you do, that's a lot of money going out the door. I'm sorry to get anxious about this, but I saw one guy, and he was at Lowe's, and he's looking at these mowers, and he's looking at these push mowers. I said, no, 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 no. What are you doing? What are you doing? He said, what? I said, are you kidding me? He said, what? I said, now let me rephrase this. If you have a small yard, then you're an exception to this rule. I asked him, I said, well, how big is your yard? He said, well, my yard is big. I said, then what are you doing looking at a push mower? How much is your budget? $2,000. Why are you looking at a push mower? Why are you looking at a push mower? Are you kidding? Really? You got $2,000 and you're thinking of buying a push mower? Are you buying a generator too? I mean, well, and I asked him. I said, "Well, are you buying a generator?" No. Then what are you doing? Husqvarna riders, yeah, they're great. The zero turn. I said, well, here's what else I asked him. I said, how big is your shed? He said, well, my shed is about the size of a barn. And I kept asking him, I said, why then do you want a push mower? He said, and this is where I absolutely lost it. I had to walk away. He said to save on gas. Now let's stop and think about that for a minute. Gasoline is $2 down here. It has been since Christmas. I know, I've been driving around. Depending on where you get it. It can go $2 to $3. And I said, well then, I don't understand. Why do you want to get this? He said, well, what do you recommend? I said, I wouldn't buy a push mower. If you got a big... I've push mowed a yard before with a big mower or with a push mower. It sucks. Even with hill assist, it sucks. It's never going to be justified. When the zero turn mower came out, they might as well have just said, let's take this push mower, unless you're using it for ditches, toss it. Out the door. Gone. That thing is only good if your push mower or your riding mower goes to the maintenance shop. That's it. That's all it's good for. And mulching leaves in the fall. That's it. I used to use really quick, because I know some people have to go. This proves and puts a stake in my point. Guys, I'm going to save you a headache. I would not buy the mulching mowers. If you want a good value lawnmower, I asked myself, unless you get the bag on the end. Because I said, what are you doing? You're buying a bagging mower, or you're buying a mulching mower without a bag. That can't be good. He said, why? I said, summer is coming. He said, yeah. I said, in our region of the United States, when it rains in the summertime, it pours. It's like the tropical rainforest Mark II. So he said, well, what would you recommend? Well, first, I looked and I said, well, first, I wouldn't buy one of these. And secondly, if you really need the storage space, I get a bagging mower. Now, I hate these things too. I'm just going to say it, I am a side discharge man. Because I know it's extra work, but you can mow over the clippings. There's a YouTuber, if you guys want to check this guy out, called Something to Look At. And he does He mows over the clippings over and over again. It takes a little more gas, but it doesn't clog up your mower. I've clogged up a push mower that was mulching mower with wet grass before. I will not use that thing now. I even had to move the blade guard up, but I'm getting off topic. If you're going to buy a decent lawnmower, Dreams and Fiber, zero turn, this is just a Ford Tour review recommendation. You're free to do what you want, as all Americans are. I would buy 3 kinds between these 3. I have personally used a Cub Cadet, what is that? Hydraulic drive lawn tractor. You control the speed with your foot. It's gas powered, and the electric drive system is off the battery, and it also has an alternator, mini one. And it runs basically like a car. Your foot controls the gas and the brakes. It's a hydraulic drive system. It's very reliable, and it makes a little whining noise, but that's just the hydraulic pump. Second choice I would make is a hydraulic zero turn. Now, I changed my mind. That's my first one. The bigger mower you can get, the better it is. Second one would be the lawn tractor. And the third one that I would buy is a Velke mower. Velkes are, or Velk mowers, or tow behind mowers are, you stand on them, you have 2 handlebars in front of you, it's hydraulically driven, belt driven, depending on which brand you get, and you stand on this little thing called a Velk or a Velke. I think Velke is a horrible name for a tool, and it's one wheel, and you push a hydraulic system down on a lever on a handlebar, kind of like using a tiller, like Red said, and you just push down on that, and that activates as your gas pedal. It's kind of like, how do I put it? It's like the electric powered motorcycle that they made at Walmart, except it's a lawnmower, and it's a little faster. And as far as bagging attachment would go, if you go with a bagging attachment, get the biggest one you can. I'm not a bagger fan because I don't like getting up and emptying the bag, but we just ended up buying one and it did okay. But I seriously can contest, I am not a bagger fan. Not even for leaves. My dad had to makeshift last fall. Since we're on baggers real quick, last fall, my dad built a contraption for his snapper mower. He got a conversion for a Murray. We have more lawnmowers than we need. And he made a makeshift, what do you call a bag and wagon? I hate that name. I call it the leaf collector because it's more intellectual. Just because I live down south doesn't mean I'm completely a redneck. But not completely. Anyway, going back to it, he built this thing, and I noticed it was good, but it kept clogging up. But it kicked the snot out of that Cub Cadet bagger. I made 2 passes, thick leaves. Swallowed them up, chewed them up. 2 passes, it was done. Had to empty the bag, both bags. What really annoyed me is this. They made the bagger unit was a terrible 2-bagger system instead of a 1-bagger. So instead of taking out one whole unit by itself, you had to take out 2 different units. Stupidest thing I've ever seen. I will consider those. No problem. And hey, I mean, if you really want a lawnmower, I'm not even joking. Now is the time to buy. Last month, February was really the time to buy. If you guys want to wait a year and want to get a small push mower and mow yards like that for the summer, I've done it before. It can be hectic. As long as you're not dehydrating yourself, you should be fine. And they do have hydraulic drive assist on the new lawnmowers like Toro. They're not very high maintenance. and they last a long time. We have a Briggs and Stratton. If you guys are wondering how long lawnmowers will last, as long as you take care of them, we have had a Briggs and Stratton that has just, it's gone through 2 motors and the frame is no rust. Of course, we leave it in a dry environment. Paint is, it's like it had just come off the line, covered in dirt, but there's no rust on the upper side. Now on the underside, there's going to be rust because of water getting around there and swirling around and around, eating away at the metal. But there's very little to no rust, not where it's noticeable. And the tires on that thing is at least tires, more like plastic wheels, are 3 years old. Which reminds me, we do need to get some new push mower tires from Harbor Freight. 4 of them cost maybe about $30. I don't know why my dad would want to go to Tractor Supply to get those. Or Mower Outlet, which is where we usually go, Tractor or Mower Outlet. I wouldn't go over there. I'd go to Harbor Freight and just say screw it, because they may have a warranty on those. I don't know. Now, if I will say this real quick, if you are while we're on the subject of lawn care, I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. I have done this for years. Mixing gas and oil smells horrible. I am petitioning myself this year to get a weed eater that is a Ryobi electric power trimmer. I'm done with gas and oil. They last a really long. Lawnmowers are like cars if you treat them right. They're based off the same mechanics, and they both have a motor. And as long as you frequently change the oil and put fresh gas in it and don't let water sit in the gas tank for a long time to where it can get inside of the rings and everything, it should be good. The problem is that people say, oh, I need a new lawnmower. And they go and they say, well, what happened to your other lawnmower? And most people who are not very mechanically inclined can't tell them. But I can. I say, okay, well, how did you store this thing? Well, we left gas in it all winter. What? Bro, I have 96 subs. Hello, Unpredictable Gamer. You've just been hiding in the shadows. Or are you just joining? I got 3 people watching. One person hasn't said anything. Dreams and Fiber is saying everything. But it's the same thing. If you're wondering about more lawn care equipment, I told Dreams and Fiber, she was asking about when's the best time to buy a lawnmower. Right now. Right now. Go buy one. He wasn't hiding. Who's the third guy then? Hello. I'm serious. Unpredictable Gamer or Dreams and Fiber. I'm not being paid or sponsored by these guys. I'm just being a common sense tool guy. If you want a lawnmower, by the way, if you haven't, smash that like button. Yeah, that's what... Oh, that's interesting. What brand is it? See, ours is a weed eater. The brand Weed Eater. Awesome. Thank you guys for the likes. Thank you guys so much. The thing I love about Weed Eaters, he smashed it. He broke it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Unpredictable Gamer. Yes. So, Unpredictable Gamer, do you have any questions about tools? I know you probably watched the live streams earlier today that I did at Lowe's and Home Depot, I'm assuming. I've been going live for about an hour, but I'll keep going for you guys. I'm not tired yet. I can go probably 2 hours now because I have so much energy. He watched. So I ended up buying... I was going to buy the Cobalts. Yeah, I know. A Troy-Bilt from a while ago. Yeah, Troy-Bilts. Now, you want to talk about a mower with a good reputation. Troy-Bilt. You could land a tree on that thing. Don't do that though. I'm just being metaphorical. And I drove a Murray into a ditch, and the sucker still ran. Your neighbors won $20,000. All right. And that, well, while we're on the subject of mowers, this is why I also advise people to buy wrenches. It's crazy. Hopefully they're sharing some of that with you. Are they? Hopefully they are. YouTubers gotta have money. I wish, yeah. Selfish people. 10 out of 10. Yeah. But, like I was telling Dreams and Fiber, if you guys want to go to Home Depot right now, they've got their selection of lawnmowers is not going to dwindle until fall. If you're going to buy a lawnmower, buy in early spring or late fall. Late fall's best, but early spring is not bad. I got you too. Yeah. It took me a minute to process because it said my gotcha. I was like, you got me. Ah, no. So that's where that hand came from. Uh-oh. Either the cops are chasing after somebody, or... No, it sounds like a fire truck. Yeah, it's a fire truck. We've had a lot of fires where I am lately, which is weird because we've had a lot of rain. But I went out and I got these today. These are the wrenches from Harbor Freight that I told you guys I wanted. And the reason I bought these is because, just for Unpredictable Gamer, my dad is getting tired of lugging his crap around. I keep telling him every time, literally. No, actually, I live in a very safe neighborhood, surprisingly. No, more than likely what it is fires. People are people are always trying to burn like marshmallows and stuff out here, roast marshmallows and stuff. It's getting to be that summertime of year, so that's why the sirens are going off. Oh, they caught that sucker. That doesn't happen every day. They caught him and threw his butt in jail. He's caught. He ain't coming out. He's probably there was that one dude that actually made it to the TBI most wanted list. He's still in jail. He ain't getting out for like maybe 40 years. I can tell you that. I guarantee you. Unless, of course, he made bail, which none of us were notified about, which is terrifying in and of itself. But I'm pretty sure he's still in jail. He deserves it for what stupidity he did. But here we go. I knew it was coming sometime. Now, let me tell you guys a little secret, too. You were saying something about the reason to get ratchets with the lawnmower. Okay, so you guys hear me over and over and over again. Where did I put that tool? Where did I put that tool? Where did I put that tool? Where did I put it? Where? This, right here. You guys have a problem with your lawnmower? This tool set right here. This is all you need. All you need. This is it. This right here. Oh, while I'm on the subject, I did pass these today over at HF. And you see that metal piece right there? See that little selector switch, that metal selector switch? You know what they replaced that with? Plastic. Ugh. Ew. Hello, welcome to Ford's Tour Reviews live stream. Who's watching? I think I'm going to keep that. You know? Hello, Ford's Tour Reviews. Yeah, really, ew. Have you been doing something weird with the lawnmower? I think you've been doing something weird with the lawnmower. Alrighty then. We don't discriminate. That's gross, but we don't discriminate. This is great, though. These are great. I told you guys I was going to get these. I got the 5-pack. These are great. One of them's in my toolbox right now because it's the tiny one, the 5/8. You got me good. You got me real good. But if you guys want to work on a lawnmower, you can get by with just these regular wrenches. You won't necessarily need flex. Unless you're really doing something that's really hard to get under the mower. This one is a must-have for maintenance on lawn care equipment. That's why I prefer we use this one instead of my dad's Craftsman's. If this thing breaks, I just take it back to... It's kind of old, so it doesn't run well. Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, we've had lawnmowers. We've had a lawnmower that's been in our family for at least 20 years. Literally. My dad bought it in 1993. It died out in 2013, so we had it for 20 solid years. That was the first mower I learned how to mow the yard with. Of course, it's in the scrapyard now. No, actually, we took parts off of it and bought another one just like it off of eBay and rebuilt it. So, 1990. I mean, if it's like I said, when I was talking about the Lowe's is having the sale for lawnmowers now because it's almost spring. They do these sales twice a year. They do them at the beginning of spring and they do it at the end. Oh, just kidding. Well, it's always possible. I mean, I've seen older lawnmowers on YouTube here. I've seen some from the 70s that are still running. Because people have kept up with them. Those things are bound to hit 1,000,000 miles. If the engine doesn't die out. But, Briggs & Strattons are almost completely bulletproof. You can do anything to them. They'll still run. How's the network? The network today is not lagging, thank goodness. We didn't get a Wi-Fi extender. I think what happens is around my area, everybody uses the same or similar Wi-Fi networks. So everyone was getting on at once. I'm thinking it was YouTube, actually. Because I haven't had a single... I was going to say, it better not be doing that, because I'm going to contact YouTube. But yeah, if you guys are going to work on lawnmowers and you want to fix them yourselves, get yourselves a lot of these Harbor Freight wrenches. They're worth the money. They are way worth the money. If you want to build something or work on something, this is my new favorite wrench right here, is the 3/4. Massive wrench. This is one of the biggest I have. And they changed the name on them. It's still Pittsburgh, but it says chrome vanadium on it. Long as you use some really, really strong bolts. When I was at Lowe's, yes, it can, but I would highly advise against that. Anything theoretically can, but I would highly advise against it. So instead of just getting 5/8, this is the highest one I got on my Flex. This is the one I wish I had with my Flex. Although, I think I figured out why they're not sizing these with the Flex. For protection of home invasion. Yeah, I mean, they're steel. They're made out of steel, so you can totally scare somebody with a wrench. They do look like they work well. These, I don't know what it is with Harbor Freight. I actually do probably, I'm trying to decide if I want to do this. Since I'm having problems with my half-inch, or I was, what the heck? Now it's running fine. Yeah, it's laggy a little bit. I'm thinking about taking this back and replacing it. Because it's starting to pinch. I may have a bad spanner. Though I greased and oiled the crap out of this thing, so it shouldn't be doing that. I think it's got some... What I'm thinking happened... What are niths? I know what you meant, but that's funny right there. Hopefully you guys got that reference. That's really funny. So I got 4 people watching. I'm going to enjoy every penny of these. You know what the biggest problem is? When we go to a junkyard, if we want to pull parts for cars, I don't know what nits are, and I think you might want to go get them looked at. You mean your niblets? We're getting off topic. Okay. Back to the video. God, why? Use niblets. Yeah. These things are great. If you ever go to like a mechanic's warehouse or whatever, and sometimes they have big box sales. There were a lot of people actually who were petitioning for this, now that I'm thinking about it. They were talking about how I don't think a ratchet can fix that, bud. I think you may need to go to a medical practitioner. I am unfortunately not a practitioner. I fix cars and machines, not body parts. Sorry. And I don't think these would help you very much in your current situation, just letting you know. It might actually cause more harm than help. Going back to what I was saying, I'm not a medical practitioner, I can't. But, yeah. So, these are well worth the money, and now I'm pretty confident now with my large selection of ratchets. Unless I have to work with metrics, and they have to be such as this, which I think SAE and metric are pretty similar. In fact, I'm very sure that they're similar. Somewhat, in some cases. Medical practitioner, I said I'm a mechanical practitioner. Not medical. I'm not a doctor. I'm a mechanic. There's a difference. I work on sick cars, not sick people. I know you said medical. I said I'm a mechanical, not a medical. I can't help you. I'm sorry. I do know a buddy of mine who is a medical practitioner, though. I'm not a medical practitioner. I don't have a nursing or doctor's license. But going back to this, while we're goofing around a little bit, these are worth the money. These will kick the living crap out of Craftsman for the price. Hey, wait a minute. I have a question. So let's just ask this. If that were to happen, and you said it happened over a course of time, wouldn't that eventually, you know... I'm just curious. But to the people who are watching about tools, I see Unpredictable Gamers comments, so I don't know who else is still watching. So I did watch some of Herman's live stream, by the way. It was pretty good. He's a great... Herman is a great vlogger. Very good vlogger. Very good. If you're into that. But that's what bugs me. Because this Harbor Freight half-inch, I'm not having any problems with. Which makes me even more convinced that I got a bad ratchet. Because this one... Not that one. Not that one. Dreamers and Fire is still here. See, this one occasionally will lock up. It's not doing it now. Yeah, it's still doing it. So I may have to take this back. Here. No, just do me a favor. Please don't hurt yourself with my tool. So, I don't really have a scheduled trip for my next trip to Harbor Freight. I didn't really plan on going again for a while. So, I think we're going to go... I think what we're going to... Oh, crap. Alright, we're going to wrap this up at 1 hour and 45 minutes, because I know these are kind of long. Kentucky Hillbilly and a couple other people had said that. So, I mean, just to wrap this up, these wrenches are great. I don't know what happened. I think I got a bad ratchet from Harbor Freight. This is the first bad ratchet I've gotten. So I will be taking this back and exchanging it. The whole time the chat's been going on, he's been talking about that. Whole time. Not sure why, but he has. And I really am too shocked to even know what to say. We're not doing that again. I know you're joking. But there's one thing that I did notice. There's one thing I did notice about the new ratchets like these from Harbor Freight. Some bright genius at Harbor Freight decided to take the smooth, nice, easy to move ratcheting thing off of this. See that metal piece right there? This is now plastic. I was very fortunate that I bought this when I did, or I would have that flimsy little plastic piece. I think it's ABS plastic, but still. I don't think robbers would type on your YouTube. Just a thought. I could be wrong, but it's just a thought. So what's my favorite ratchet? Well, I'm going to go ahead and categorize for you guys real quick what these will be used. I don't know why everyone... It seems that everybody out here nowadays... That would be really hard to do because I don't know what you want. And back to Dreams and Fiber. Here's the thing. I don't know why Harbor Freight is deciding to go to plastic on some of their stuff. Ratchets is literally the last... No, you don't. It's awful looking. This thing needs a paint job. We have neighbors around us who say how ugly our house is. It's ugly. Ford. Now, let me go back to the Ratchet. That Dreams and Fiber, because she asked a question. What they did was, Harbor Freight Tools distributor Pittsburgh, who I'm assuming is a competitor with Cobalt, although that's not been disclosed. Guess what else they're a competitor with? Husky. Ford. That's my name. The dude wouldn't even ask that question. I know this is not true. Going back to the design change. Some people... I've got two theories of this. Two theories. Theory number one. Somebody complained because this was metal. Why in God's green earth anybody would do that, I don't know. This is the smoothest ratchet this literally is the smoothest ratchet I've ever used. Just flicking it back and forth. Even with the extension put in it. It doesn't skip. See that? It's moving back and forth. That's a heavy extension too. That is a very heavy extension. So, the funniest thing is, when they decided to put that plastic thing on there, I don't know how people felt. I'm assuming it's ABS. Nope. I'm assuming it's ABS. Now, is this necessarily a bad thing? No. ABS plastic has been used in the automotive industry for years. In all makes, all models, Ford, Chevy, Dodge, they all use ABS. So, Pittsburgh thought, oh, ABS is strong, and it's cheaper than metal, by the way. So, I think I have one of the very few last quality Harbor Freight metal selector switch ratchets in existence. The only thing that sucks about having this thing now is, yes, it has a lifetime warranty and I can bring it back if it breaks, but I'll have to settle for the plastic one. Plastic selector. But between you and me, one thing that's not different is the feel. They still feel metallic. So, I've been so tempted. I went by that aisle in Harbor Freight today twice. I was so tempted to rip one of these off the shelves and take it with me. Pay for it, by the way, to buy it. We got 4 people watching. Woohoo! I don't know if Jiggy's going live again. I think Jiggy's getting ready to. Aw, dadgummit. Jiggy went live again. I always do this too long. I didn't get a notification either about Jiggy going live. I'll have to go back to it. Oh crap, I'm doing another 2-hour live stream. Dadgummit. So, I keep saying I want a 1 hour and then I don't ever do it. Kentucky Hillbilly is right. But I want to try to answer everybody's questions as much as I can. I'm not going just yet. I said soon, not now. Forget Jiggy. I don't think Jiggy's even live anymore. He was live at like, well, he could be live. He was live. No, that's okay. I mean, he's been, if he's still live, he's been live for about 40 minutes. He's been live when I hit an hour. But I do have some camera fatigue, so we'll keep going to 1 hour and 50 minutes. So if you guys have any other questions, don't worry, I do upload every day, so that's to gain more subscribers. Now, of course, I'm getting people who have subbed to my channel. When am I going to stream tomorrow? Hopefully at the same time in the same place. I'm going to try to switch it up. I know I did live streams over at Harbor Freight, Lowe's, and Home Depot today. But I'm also going to start live streaming at other locations. Oh, well, that's nasty. That's nasty. I'm hoping that sooner or later I can actually get some bolts and nuts together. Don't make that dirty. Oy vey. We need to find new terminology for that. People use that in the wrong context. Is it humorous? Yes. Is it appropriate for the channel? Well, actually, technically it could be, but I'll try to do a live stream tomorrow too. That's wrong. So I will take a couple more questions from any viewer. I see we have 3 people viewing and 2 people commenting. Welcome to the Ford live stream. If you have a question, I want to hear it, and I will try to answer it to the best of my ability. When is the torture test? I'm going to go ahead and answer a question. When is the torture test for these tools? I'm not sure. That's nasty. That's nasty. Everybody's reading this, you know. You're free to speak how you want, but just know that everybody watching this is reading what you're saying. I don't care, but some people are getting grossed out, probably. So I was doing something I saw today on YouTube. It's called heating a bolt. And it's basically supposed to help somebody rework a nut onto a bolt that's been stripped. You're supposed to oh god. Gosh, excuse me. That's nasty. But that's like that grandma. That's nasty. But I do have some other commitments, so we'll go about 6 more minutes. I've got other commitments I gotta do tonight. Although, I might go live again. I might go live again. There's like one person that always watches and never says anything. They'll leave a like or something, and then they won't say anything. Guys, if you guys have any question at all, preferably appropriate, I'd love to hear it. My location in help. Sending help. Let's see. Any questions from viewers? Any about the tools purchased today? Now, one thing I would like to say is that no, I'm not signing out just yet. I'm not I'm not leaving just yet. You guys will know. I'll give you guys a sign off when I leave. We're going about 10 more minutes, and then I'm going to sign off. Redbeard, are you here? Red, if you have a question for me, I chat on your channel all the time. I'd love to hear from you, brother. Don't be afraid at the Ford live stream. If you have a question, I will try to answer it to the best of my ability. Dreams and Fiber and Unbroken Gamer, or Broken Unpredictable Gamer, not Unbroken, but Broken Unpredictable Gamer, are usually the only two people who chat on the stream. Unbroken. So 9 more minutes, I suppose. I know I said 2:10, but I've been going live for a while. I really need to rest, but I'll go 2 hours for you guys. I don't remember how long was Red's stream. I got on just a little late. Something I would recommend to channels is that I wouldn't recommend going live at least. Not saying that I wouldn't go live on the same day, Wednesday. What I'm saying is, alright, sorry about that, guys. Live stream crashed. So, here's a challenge too. I know Jiggy does live streams 1 hour a week for a chat. No, if I do 1 hour a week for... I like the idea. The problem is, you know, that's kind of redundant because you just told us to, that just told YouTube. So, that's kind of, yeah, that's kind of, it's kind of out there now. Sorry about that. Anybody can look up anybody's comments on YouTube. People who watch the live stream back definitely can. Per stream. 1 hour a week per stream. Yeah, I don't want to copy really YouTubers that much, fellow YouTubers, because I want to let everybody do their own thing. Not saying that I wouldn't do an hour a week. Believe me, if YouTube was going to do that, they probably would have done it. With all the stuff that's been written on all the chats, they would have probably done it by now. They're not going to do that. They're not even paying... Google's too busy making money. They're not even paying attention to YouTube anymore. They just let YouTube run amok. Ask me how I know this. So I've still got 3 viewers. Got 6 more minutes. I'm just waiting for you guys. I'm kind of tired, and I'm just wanting to know if anybody has any more questions. Remember the vlogging, we were going to 3 different stores today, so that's a lot of driving and that was a lot of walking, so it was a good exercise though, but I really did get tired. I got worn out from that. Alright, Unpredictable Gamer. I will see you guys on the next live stream. I will see you on the next live stream. Maybe tonight, maybe later on. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that yet. So if you gotta go, brother, I totally understand. Thank you for watching. If you haven't hit that like button, go ahead and smash it. If you haven't hit... Well, you've been commenting the whole time. So, I was going to say like, comment, and subscribe, except you're subscribed and you're commenting. But if you haven't left a like yet, leave one. That'd be awesome. I know I got 5 likes, so it's actually a pretty high probability that you did. So if you gotta go, brother, I totally understand. Does anybody else have a question? It could be anything. Like I said, tools parts is like the front of the stream, and then the end of the stream is not necessarily tools. Actually, as soon as I get done with this stream, if Jiggy is still live, he probably will be. Keep it, man. Well, oh, that's a very good. That's for construction workers, or for just workers in general. Dreams in fiber. Does that, or is that? I'll do some questions with you. Channel might get flagged. My channel might get flagged. So back to fiber. For which workers in general, I mean, down here where I live, in my state. Oh, for Pete's sake. Back to my question. For workers around my state, we have pretty good labor laws. The only labor laws that I don't agree with is the 8-hour-a-week law. Now, I'm not saying that. Now, when I say that, I'm saying it needs to be changed for the optional overtime. And why I say this is because, oh, to heck with it, we'll go 2 hours and 15 minutes. Hello, you're on Ford Tool Reviews live stream. We're doing our Q&A at the end if you guys want to ask a question. She's not going to say that, man. She's going to say bye. She wants to hear the answer to my question. We got 5 people coming in. 5 people coming in. We're doing our live Q&A at the end of the stream. My stream ends at 2 hours and 15 minutes. So, for labor laws, I would say this. The states need to start agreeing with, and I could be wrong here, they need to start agreeing with labor laws, and they need to make it, I'm not saying they need to make it universal. I'm saying that optional overtime should be a plus, because most people, even if it is optional, won't take it. Not in today's day and age. I wish, now maybe 20 years ago, maybe. But today's day and age, no. Especially not people who are the younger generation like myself. Although, I would happily take it. Some industries right now have been cited for, well, that's not what my channel is about, but let's just say they weren't very kind to certain groups of people. I guess it's related to working in, like, stuff, but it's still not good. But it's something that I talk about with people a lot. Anybody else have any other questions? Doesn't really have to be tool related. It can be like Dreamin' in Fiber just asked. Guys, the reason that I do this Q&A at the end, by the way, is I want to hear you guys all the way to the end. I want to hear you guys. I want you guys to like and support the channel. I want to hear what your thoughts are on these subjects. Do you like Harbor Freight? Do you hate Harbor Freight? Do you like Lowe's? Do you hate Lowe's? Tell me why. The First Amendment is very alive and well here. Freedom of speech on this channel. Nothing gets deleted. Nothing gets blocked. Nothing. Well, lewd and nastiness gets blocked, but that's it. because nobody wants to watch that, or nobody wants to watch and or hear that on a tool channel. That's not for tool channels. Alright, we got 15 more minutes on the clock. 14 and a half. Just ask the first thing that comes into your mind. Thank you, Dreams and Fiber. Thank you for staying till almost the very end, and thank you for that question. You know, a lot of people don't really ask questions like that about the labor force. I think that, and I could be wrong, but I think that tool sales need to be going up so that revenue comes up so that people can make more tools. I always say that you can never have too many of them. Is Jiggy just like watching in the background? Come on, Jiggy. I ask you a lot of stuff on your channel. You gotta have at least one question. One question. You've been watching me talk for, good lord, good grief. I've been talking for 2 hours. You gotta have one. Alright, Dreams, see you later. I'm trying to figure out who the other person is that is watching. I want to say it's Jiggy, but I'm not sure. It could be, it's not Jiggy. Is it Bruce L? People are making me guess. See, the other thing, it's also very interesting that she had talked about that, because as far as tools go, and being a tool-related issue, I believe that's, like I said earlier in yesterday's vlog, live stream evening vlog, I had said that Harbor Freight sales were going up and Lowe's and Home Depot sales were slightly going down. And the reason that they're going down is partially, well, it's outsourcing. And, I mean, well, it's extremely high prices and lots of outsourcing. You gotta have really fair prices if you outsource, because you gotta have money to pay back. Like I said, I don't get too far into this, but I will say that money talks, and tools help to do the talk, especially in mechanics industries. So, you know, who wouldn't want to save $80 on a wrench? Or the dead blow hammer over there. Let's talk about something other than wrenches. I always talk about wrenches. The dead blow hammer over at Lowe's and Home Depot is about $25. The dead blow hammer over at Harbor Freight is $5. And it's strong. I've used one. The orange one with all the sand compacted into it, that thing is beast. So we're at 2 hours, 3 minutes. We have 2 viewers. We have 5 likes. We have viewers who are watching but not commenting. Who's watching? Who's watching? Who's watching? Who's watching? Who's watching? If you guys have any questions, now is the good time. Oh, I did mention, didn't I? I don't know if I'll be going live Saturday night or not. I'll be out at dinner with family. Not sure how long. So our family is not Italian, but we eat our dinners like Italians. Although we are from Europe. We're born in America, we're from the UK. Our ancestors were from the UK. And Ireland. Nobody's asked me about SK. SK is getting a little expensive. SK Tools. We have another viewer. I am ending the stream in 9 minutes. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know. So today we went, for those of you who are just now viewing, if you hadn't heard earlier, we went out and we bought the, now I get a question after 3 minutes of asking. You must have done something to them. That's really not a question that I can answer. I'm sorry, I wish I could help you, but I don't really know what to answer the question with. I guess I'm sounding a little boring. Am I sounding a little boring? You kind of need that part of your body to survive. So, that's not possible. So, Dreams and Fiber had some really good questions. Anyone else? Somebody's got to have a question. I chat for an entire hour and 20 minutes, and then I do a 40-minute chat for you guys. Surprised Redbeard hasn't been on here. Redbeard keeps saying he's going to check out the channel, but I said I feel free to write down some comments because he's a tool channel too, and I had to be very careful how I phrase that when I'm talking about people who do tool reviews in the community. I have to say tool channel or I offend, which is not the intent. But I'm surprised nobody else has asked a question besides Dreams In. Four viewers, 2 viewers commenting, 3 viewers, 2 viewers commenting. You got less than 2 minutes. Come on, guys, you gotta have one question for me. I'll answer one question. Somebody had asked me, I was talking about, wouldn't that be obvious? So going back to it real quick, because I for real am ending the stream at 2 hours 15 minutes. So somebody had asked me if, and I had asked another YouTuber this, if buying the Harbor Freight, I am not a tech in that field. I wish I could help you there. I'm not a tech in that field. Going back to what I was saying, Harbor Freight. There was one tool that I still am considering. I've heard some pretty mixed reviews. Some people say they love this thing, some people say they hate it. I was thinking of getting into the art of welding. At some point. I'm toying around the idea of getting the Vulcan or the Chicago Electric. But the problem is, I don't really live in a very good area where I can weld. You're not really supposed to weld in city limits. That's just a given. You live in a highly populous area, you're working with fire. It's the same thing as trying to light brush fires. Some people don't let us do that now. They're also talking about making that illegal. But I've been toying the idea of getting a welder and trying to learn how to do it. I'm really displeased though with Harbor Freight's. Now I've heard these welding masks that they made have been getting better, but I really would have been much more comfortable with them doing more rigorous testing in labs. I am not going to swear on camera. It's not YouTube. commenters will see this, subscribers will see this in the future, and while it may gain a lot of other subscribers, okay. Going back to the Harbor Freight Chicago Electric, I do agree with some people that the Vulcan is a better deal. But the Vulcans, I'm going to get so many hate comments for this. They're way overpriced. Ford said it. They're way overpriced. I can go to the local, I kid you not, I can go to the local, Lowe's and Home Depot, I'm crushed. I can't say this stuff in case they want to monetize me in the future. YouTube won't do it if you don't follow their guidelines. But going back to the welder, I've got 4 minutes to talk about this, so, because I'm not going 3 hours again. That almost killed me. Harbor Freight, they need to drop the Chicago Electric is for small welding that you would do around the house. Okay? The Harbor Freight welder is a welder that you would bring on top of your other welder. So if you dropped it off the Broken Unpredictable Gamer, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for asking a couple of questions. And checking out the ratcheting wrenches. I'll see you in the next live stream. We appreciate you guys being here. We really do. We appreciate the views. We appreciate the likes. We appreciate the comments. We appreciate a lot of replays. I just wish that more viewers kind of would like the video, you know? I'm about to hop off here at 2 minutes 15 seconds myself. Or I'm sorry, 2 hours 15 minutes. But I want to say this really quick about the Harbor Freight welder. I've heard so many people say that it's not the greatest welder in the world. Guys, what these people are not remembering is that thing is $110 welder. It's not going to be that good. I'm sorry. It's going to overheat. It's going to have problems. That's why you're not supposed to put anything over welders, because they do it anyway. But it's not going to be that great. And I'm sorry if that upsets some groups of people, but they have the Vulcan brand, and I've got to go with Harbor Freight on this one. If you want a decent quality welder, you'll have to buy the Vulcans. Now, that's not me bashing the Chicago Electric. I think it's a great welder. I've seen people weld with it. I've seen one guy get really good welds out of it. He went slow, he took his time. Anytime you're feeding wire really quickly through a welder, you're not going to get very good welds. This has been tried and true, proven over and over and over. And I wish it wasn't that way. I wish that these guys at the welder's factory could figure out, oh, we need to make a welder that's going to be compact and it's going to weld on a dime. In other words, it's going to be run by a computer. We haven't hit that stage yet. We're getting there, but we haven't hit it yet. Oh, wait a minute, I'm sorry. We have hit that stage, but we need another regulator computer. We need one for normal control, and we need one for slow control. So the Harbor Freight Chicago welder is not bad. Vulcan is going to be better because it's going to be made with better materials, most likely. But you can get some pretty decent welds out of that welder. So guys, we are at the 2 hour and 15 minute mark. I just wanted to give that in a little freebie. I'm going to go watch the Jiggy family. I will see you guys in the next live stream. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't liked the video, smash that like button. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I try to upload videos as much as I can now that I have YouTube live stream. And I thank the two that I had watched till the very end. You guys are real troopers. You guys are awesome to watch videos at 2 hours and 15 minutes in. My future videos, like I said, I'm trying to cut these down, but I also want to answer everybody's questions. So I thank you guys for watching. I'm going to go watch the Jiggy family if they're still alive. So I will see you guys. Ford out. I think. See you guys.